going on? Eric Farewell here from Aviator Paramotor in Central Florida. And today I have a special video, one that's been requested many times. We're gonna talk all about 2D steering, brake adjustments, etc. I'm gonna break it down for you, show you exactly what I do when I get a new glider that I want to tune just right for my harness, my flying style, etc. So 2D steering is something that a lot of advanced gliders use. Anything that goes through pylons really quickly, you see them dive the wing in toward the pylon and then all of a sudden they almost pivot around it. What they're doing is they're pulling in with their hand, which engages that outside tip line, and then they're pushing out with both arms once they're deep into the turn, allowing them basically to drop flaps in the middle of the wing, shooting them around the turn much faster. Now this is not for everyone. This is not something you need to do as a beginner, but if you have, say, 150 hours, you're becoming a more advanced intermediate pilot, you really have the tools in place to understand energy management, how to dive the wing, how to make things feel great. 2D is incredible. I absolutely love to fly with it, and doing it on a wing like this gives you a great learning curve before you move toward a more progressive or advanced, less safe, more dangerous wing. So what I want to show you guys is how the tip toggles look. First and foremost, here are our tip toggles right here. Zoom in here for the camera. These are actually zip tied in because we had this used by some students. We didn't want them to be pulling tip toggles at first, but this would engage and allow you to pull the tip down. It basically feels like power steering on the car. As you start to engage this line, it immediately gives feedback to the wing, diving the wing into the corner, just really developing the turn. We're gonna take this line right here off and engage it to our main brake. And by doing so, will allow us to have all that momentum, all that movement, and all that control in one hand without having to reach for our tip toggle. Now, you may not want to do this. If you like to do cross countries, that kind of thing, tip steering can be nice to have as an auxiliary steering unit. It really depends on what your personal flying style and your mission is. I love having 2D tied in. Let's go ahead and do that right now. So we're gonna undo that knot, pull the line out, take it out of the retention ring right here. Now we have a full, clean, clear line. What we wanna do is we wanna make sure that the glider is in place so we're not tangling this line. We want this line to come underneath and behind everything else to where it goes to our toggle. One misnomer that a lot of people seem to do is they don't understand that you're not supposed to put it through this pulley. This is gonna be independent on its own from now on. We're gonna go ahead and, for safety's sake, we have the marker where it was. We know that it was tied up a little higher and it was marked right there. We're gonna tie it back to that marker just to see where it engages. Really good first baseline. I'm gonna wrap it through the handle just like your standard brake tip or brake line, and then we're gonna tie it off the exact same way. Oftentimes as I'm doing these adjustments, I will just tie a couple quick square knots and kite the wing for a moment, see how it looks, how it feels. About 1 inch shy of the black line that was marked to show where it should go from a stock configuration. Easy pull, and see if we're engaging brakes anywhere in the trim range. And by brakes, I meant tip line. You can see now that that tip line starts to move when my hand moves, which is nice. But when it's released, and I'm not doing anything, it's up there at the pulley, it's not engaging, which is really nice to see. It's exactly the process we want. We want to have just a little bit of slack so that when I pull the brake, what will be toward my body in a kiting position, it'll allow it to engage nicely and give us exactly the kind of input that we're looking for. Again, we'll reset this with the proper paragliding knot. But that looks good. Let's go ahead and pull the wing up again. Done properly, the wing should pretty much fly itself. No brake lines. I twisted the wrong way. I'm a grown-up. No brake inputs necessary. It just wants to fly. We follow it where it goes, right? When we get the brake toggles in our hands, you'll notice that to add brake input on this side, I'm all the way down by my nipple, whereas on this side, it's engaging almost immediately. So much more brake input needed, or brake movement, arm movement needed here, to get the same amount of effect. If you look at the trailing edge of the wing, you'll see that the tip line is now tied in on that left side, and it looks really nice. It engages beautifully. I can pull across, get more tip. I can push out and it releases tip, which is really nice because your tip's the most likely thing to stall. They'll stall far before the rest of the wing does. So on landing, if you see a more advanced pilot come into land, you'll see that they land by pushing out with their hands rather than pulling down. And that's because they're trying to release the energy slowly without stalling the wingtip. So now that we've got one side fully tied in, I'm gonna tie the other side in and do a quick demo flight for you guys and showcase what this looks like and how fun the Spyder 3 is, because it's It's ridiculously fun. So today I'm gonna fly the Atom on the Maverick. This is one of our student units. And the thing I like about this so much, people keep asking, when are they gonna make a dual start? When are they gonna make a dual start? We need a dual start. It's like, guys, it starts so easily. It's like 2 fingers, a little extra help from the other hand if you want it. I'm just lazy, and it's running. It sounds like a sewing machine, but it's running. Let's go see how a little high wind, new 2D works out on this thing. I think it's gonna be pretty darn fun. Brakes feel great. Everything's really effortless and well controlled. I don't feel like my hands are too low anymore. Tiptoe. Taking my seat. Brake pressure in there. Use the main brakes more effectively. Big main brake, big main brake. And now the tips come in as my arms go far enough down. Nice and controlled. Touch action. See how much that wind direction shifted, jeez. Boop. Nice and easy. Pop up with the main brakes. So much fun to be had. All right. Guys, thank you so much for watching the video. That's it for today. Now you know how you can make your wing 2D if you want to. It makes flying a whole different game. Once you have the experience and you're ready to do this, follow the steps in this video. Have a blast. See you later.